going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. We're going to get better at doing Q&A videos, I promise. First up is from Dr. Cucumber and Gizmo. Sounds vaguely sexual. How much is Ham going to add to the O-line when he returns? I think a lot, right? Because beyond his physical play on the field, I think that the Vikings need an injection of leadership, especially in that running back room with Aaron Jones up on blocks, plus Ham on special teams, certified badass there. And also, the Vikings need to get rededicated to run the ball. All right, and C.J. Ham is a major part of that. I feel like Jordan Mason has been ripping off 4.8 yards per carry, and the Vikings offensive line, even with all the issues, they've been able to run the ball. Kevin O'Connell just gets away from it. But C.J. Ham, two-back set, let's go. Let's go, man. It just brings a calmness and a physicality to this team, which they need. Also, he is an accomplished third down back as well, good in protection, so could suture things up there. And I'm just going from there. Like C.J. Ham, you want good players. That's what it comes down to. And C.J. Ham is a great player. Next, Stealthy Ness. Should Kevin O'Connell consider giving up play calling? I'm going to say no, but also there's things that are lacking. There's been some glaring issues. Number one, like adjustments, where Kevin O'Connell is fantastic putting together these game plans, exploiting weaknesses, going downtown Julie Brown. It's really good. But when the Vikings don't have the offensive line to run these long developing deep shots, 5-7 step drops, the failure of adjusting to the quick game, which again, the Vikings had the quick game first half against the Steelers, so it's there, it's capable, and just getting away from the run game, it's just a little frustrating. And Kevin Collins even admitted that he does get into a pass happy game mindset because, former quarterback. What do you really expect? But there just needs to be more balance there, and you have to start being okay with winning physically, right? Because grass basketball is great when it works, but when it gets shut down, when you do not have time to take those shots deep, it's no bueno, right? And is it a spot where there's too much bandwidth being taken up on game day, and you can't see the forest through the trees, 30,000 foot view? Don't know. But also, as we point out, Kevin McConnell is learning to be a head coach at the same time he's learning to be an offensive play caller. All right, so this is year 4. Want some more there. All right, sticking in that same vein, Casper Kidd, can you describe what Wes Phillips is accountable for? Would be awesome to have greater understanding of his role in game planning and or in-game adjustments. Thanks, bud. So, I obviously can't say for certain like what his role is, especially on game day. Is he out there suggesting things, observations? Does he take the 30,000 foot view? But his role is essentially what Kevin O'Connell's was with the Rams when they won the Super Bowl, where he was the offensive coordinator entitled, did not call plays on game day. Sean McVay was that dude, and Phillips has a high football IQ. A great football acumen, comes from a football royalty with his pops as well as his grandfather. So I feel like Wes gets shat on a lot, I think unjustifiably, because he is seen as Kevin O'Connell's caddy, and I'm sure that Kevin O'Connell got seen as that for Sean McVay for a long stretch of time. And if Kevin O'Connell did give up play calling for a stretch, like Wes Phillips would obviously be the guy, and he's fully into game planning, knows the personnel, knows everything like that, and something to consider. All right, next, Adam Root, what's your realistic goal for the rest of the season? Mine would be JJ improves throughout the season, and we make a wild card round. Big thanks for all the content. So I think a realistic goal for the Vikings is that not all is lost, and we pointed this out that most of the Vikings injuries are not long term, and you're getting Donovan Jackson back week 7. Ryan Kelly, if he clears concussion protocol, week 7. Still waiting on word from Brian O'Neill about his MCL. Got nothing. Yeah. So if it is just a mild MCL sprain, ideally, knocking on all the wood, he could be returning. Cashman's going to be back. Aaron Jones is going to be back. Harrison Smith is eventually going to have the training wheels taken off, and he'll be back. So the ideal plan. Also, J.J. McCarthy should be starting quarterback. Yeah, have one start against the Browns, have the bye week, start him against Philly. Oh, but it's Philly. there's tough games all over the place. There's not a cupcake on the schedule. So you're going to start them, you're going to start them. Do not deviate from the plan. And, the ideal situation for the Vikings is, J.J. McCarthy gets his experience in, looks good. Oh, by the way, he looked pretty good in the fourth quarter against the Bears. And then the Vikings all of a sudden get healthy. That pass rush remains. Cashman back. Andrew Van Ginkel freaking back. Certainly helps staunch the bleeding against the run. Pass rush gets home. The offensive line actually gets healthy and gets some chemistry growing. Kevin O'Connell realized that, hey, it's good to run the ball, right? And not all is lost. Like, it was a bit of a rocky start, sure, but there's a lot of positives to hang our hat on. Number one, we can't be this unlucky with injuries this long. We're literally 3 standard deviations above the mean in terms of injury puck luck. And, the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy is the future. This defense gets hot at the right time. Everyone gets healthy at the right time. And maybe it's a spot where the Vikings have to backdoor their way into the playoffs, but this would be a team that you do not want to F with. And you've seen teams get hot before at the right time. I think the Vikings certainly could crescendo in the middle, late stages of the season, especially as J.J. McCarthy gets more and more experience. And all of a sudden, they're a tough out. They're a tough ass out, and see what happens from there. Right. Lastly, Zaragoza, OG Jerome, as frustrating as it's been the last 5 years and more, do you think Justin Jefferson will ask for a trade now? I think it would have to be like a full-on cratering for that to happen. I just don't think it'll happen. I think Jefferson is much more of a problem solver as opposed to just give up and try to move on, type player. And you've seen tons of those players where things get bad. I'm demanding a trade. Or like Myles Garrett, I'm demanding a trade unless you pay me ridiculous money. But Jefferson, he's been through a lot, whether it's his quarterback has been Kirk Cousins or Nick Mullins or the Passionate or jumping Jaron Hall, the Mormon missile, Sam Darnold last year, J.J. McCarthy this year. I feel like Jefferson sees the vision this team has of the future. It is J.J. McCarthy, and this could be his last franchise quarterback. The Vikings could have Jefferson and McCarthy, JJ together for 10, 12, 15 years. So obviously Jefferson sees himself the part of the solution and sort of equated to Larry Fitzgerald, where Fitz, there was always talk about Fitz being traded, especially here to the Vikings, but he went through some very tough times with the Cardinals. Was Max Hall? Was it John Skelton? Derek Anderson, good times. But then they had that crazy run with Kurt Warner having a career renaissance. Larry Fitzgerald, not even arguably, like he did have the best playoff run for wide receiver in NFL history. Like 2000, 2008, go crazy. Right? And also, Fitz, if Santonio Holmes was a quarter inch shorter, Larry Fitzgerald would have scored the game-winning touchdown in that Super Bowl, and he would have been Super Bowl MVP. Just... But Jefferson, no. I don't think that absent the Vikings completely cratering and just becoming terrible, I do not see Jefferson requesting a trade. Now, it may come in as part of the negotiations for the next contract, but that's par for the course. But legitimate, I want off the sinking ship, don't see it. Don't see it. Hopefully. Anyways, that's it. That's at Vikings Q&A for this beautiful day. You guys are the best you know what to do. Skol, production value.